I think I'm taping, I don't know. I'm trying to get it to look good too, but I don't, and it's not bright enough. But anyway, it's Mickey. I am out here on Pontiac Lake. I'm coming again to tell you the same message that I have to say. I hate to be a fearmonger, but I'm going to be one. And I'm going to tell you that we have got a problem with the weather that's going to start happening. Matter of fact, it's already started happening. Whatever you're seeing on the news, whatever you're seeing anywhere, or whatever you're seeing locally, nationally, or globally is 1/20th of what is really going on. A lot of people don't realize this, and all I want to do is scream and shout it from the top of the highest mountain, is we are going through this ridiculous cycle or goofy cycle of the sun that we have happen every so often, and it is affecting our crops. Now, again, what I do is I've gotten onto the internet. I started studying the weather because I live out here on the lake, and a couple years ago, my pontoon boat was, not only did the wind blow my pontoon boat away, but it took the dock with it, and I knew that was just bizarre. And I started researching the weather extremely heavily, and this is what I'm starting to find out. We are in what's called a solar minimum. A solar minimum is when the sun relaxes, which it does typically every so many years. I think 7 is, or 11 might be the number where the sun reverses polarity, and it does something weird, just weather that we can get through. And every 22 years it does it again. I mean, it does a full cycle, 11 and 11, and I think this is a scientific fact. I'm just going off of what I'm studying and researching on the internet, and I'll give you my links here in a little while also. But in any case, the sun goes through these cycles. They're called solar minimums, but every so often it adds up a whole bunch of these cycles at one time, and it's called a grand solar minimum. And it looks like we're going into a grand solar minimum. And the one we're going into, I think, is called the Eddy Grand Solar Minimum, and that's named after the research scientist who realized which one this was or where it's at. I don't know. There's a lot of science involved in it. I'll give you YouTube channels and stations and email addresses or addresses later, but to research it. And what is happening, though, is the sun is basically relaxing. It's just not as massively moving and as strong and as powerful as it normally would be. And above our heads is a magnetosphere. There's all kinds of spheres up there, I guess, but one of these magnetospheres, or one of these spheres, it's responsible for regulating our weather, and it keeps it going in a up and down, or a cyclical movement, and we can regulate it. Winter, spring, summer, fall, winter, spring, summer, fall. We know that this happens. The sun is responsible for it, so we think. Then the sun is also responsible for, like, the moon moving and causing tides to go cyclical. It also is responsible for some reason, I don't know why, but tectonic movement. The movement of the tectonic plates, volcanoes, earthquakes, fractures and sinkholes that go on globally around the planet at all the time. And it also separates inner space from outer space. So what's happening, from how I understand it, and again, I'll give you guys the links to this stuff so you can follow up on it and check on it and double check this and look for yourself. But what they're saying is that the sun is relaxing, so the magnetosphere is relaxing. Now, if the magnetosphere regulates our weather patterns, they have now relaxed, and they have gone haywire to the point where they're prolonged, derated, and retarding. They're going backwards. They're lasting longer. They're staying in becoming sharper and stopping quicker or starting quicker. That's a major issue, and it's our number one issue because it's affecting our crops everywhere on the planet Earth. And that's really what I just want to tell you guys about. Research this, look it up, check it out. Look at a guy named Diamond at the Oppenheimer Ranch organization, or the Oppenheimer Ranch Group. Look for a guy named David Dubine at ADAPT 2030. Look for Christian at Ice Age Farmer. These are all YouTube channels and Facebook people that you can follow or check out and listen to the stories that they have to tell. These are guys that have science backgrounds and degrees and have studied this stuff and have realized that this is what's going on, and they're telling the world It's just that you happen to be watching me today, so you're getting my little bit of information. But I'm telling you to go check them guys out. But again, what's happening is it's affecting our crops globally. There is horrific, biblical, unprecedented weather happening around the planet Earth as we speak. And us as United States Americans, we're not catching on to this because I don't want to, I don't want to say it like this, but I'm going to, because I guess our government or our people that powers to be, they just don't want to panic you. They don't want you too upset too quickly and freaking out too fast. But what is happening is the weather is going haywire and our crops are being destroyed. And food is being cut off. It's going through the roof. I don't know where you live, but we're in Michigan, and Michigan is kind of a Goldilocks zone. It's nice and temperate, and we got 4 seasons, but we get some whack out weather. We always say that in Michigan. You don't like the weather? Just wait till an hour or two, it'll change. We can get 4 seasons in one day, but we get 4 seasons. You know what I'm saying? And we get kind of stable weather, and we're protected a lot from some of the major heat waves, some of the major flooding, and we don't get tornadoes. But anyhow, the rest of the United States of America is getting destroyed. If you guys have seen what's going on through the heartland of America in our farming and agricultural belt, you're going to realize they are being flooded out massively. And again, I shouldn't rule Michigan out, because we have announced that we have got a major flooding problem with our crops this year also. So you're going to start seeing this stuff immediately. Matter of fact, you're seeing it now. You have already started to see the prices in the grocery store going up. You're seeing the quality of the food drop, but you haven't seen anything yet. And that's kind of why I'm talking to you today. Prep yourself, because come around Christmas time, it looks like these prices are going to skyrocket. And again, I'm studying this off of the internet, and I'm thinking that what I'm hearing is gospel, and I'm talking to you like it's gospel. If you don't believe it, or you don't think so, look it up and you research it also, okay? Because I don't want to lead anybody down the wrong road. But as far as I'm concerned, we're in a lot of trouble, and what they're saying is this cycle of the sun happens every 400 years. We're experiencing it now, and we are going to be devastated for the next 7 to 10 years. It's going to be a drop in everything. Everything's disaster is on the uptick, and it won't bottom out for another 7 to 10 years if this cycle is going correctly. And that might be an underestimate by far. So I don't know what to tell you other than what I'm telling you. There's an issue with food shortages and weather around the planet Earth. And any day now, we're going to be worried about the price of food, but we're also going to be worried about what the weather is doing. We are already having this. Research, check it out. Bluetooth it, Google it, or whatever you do, find out. But there are cataclysmic rainstorms going on around the planet Earth, not just here in the United States. This is global. There are incredible hailstorms going on around the planet Earth. It's absolutely a massacre what is going on. Animals are being slaughtered by the storms. Wild animals are being slaughtered out in the bush. Australia talks about kangaroos being killed by hailstones bigger than baseballs with shards sticking out of them. I've researched it. I've seen the pictures of it. I'm praying that these people aren't lying to me and it's not some stupid internet wacko scam going on, just like you probably are right now listening to me. So you recheck it, you double check it, and do your research. But this is scary, and we're in a lot of trouble. I'm going to stop right now for the moment, but again, keep your eyes open. Pay attention to the food prices and what's going on with them, and organize. Maybe if you have to, get together. I'm becoming a prepper myself. I'm right at the far end of Pontiac Lake, if you know where I'm at. I'll be welcoming all friends. I mean, this is going to be a scenario where we have got to band together, and we've got to unite. People have got to start being nice to each other. But anyhow, that's it for the moment. So practice this, being nice to each other. It's the hardest thing to do. Be nice, be nice, be nice, be nice. Peace. See you guys.